Hey, hi everybody, Dr. Wu here. I'm here with Jose from CrossFit Heat, one of my favorite Olympic lifting coaches. Today we're going to talk about a technique that I use with a lot of my patients is pausing in a position, right? And I'd like to use these pauses to really show people the positions that they get into. But I'm going to let Jose talk about more about this technique.
All right, so one of my favorite pauses is just like basically at the start of a two position, which I call the two position. So he's going to start from the floor. Lats are engaged, bar is nice, pressed and tight. He's going to use his legs. He's going to stand up, covering the bar. Good. So he paused there. So if you're doing a snatch, you pause there. And he may or may not complete the snatch. He might be doing this on pause with a pull or pause with a snatch. Right now, we can tell a little bit that his posterior is not engaged enough. So I'm going to have to shift you back there so you can feel these guys right there. Perfect. And that's the position we want to be in. And then from there, he can stand up and complete the pull or complete the snatch, depending on the movement.
Now, the pause helps me realize that I was being way too far forward and I wasn't using enough of my hamstring. And the reason why he pushed me forward like that is to load the hamstring so that I'm able to use that as a lever to be able to pull through with my hip. And this is a part of what we call hip drive, right?
Correct.
Now, hip drive is one of the most important parts of an Olympic lifting, but I want you to kind of explain to everybody why the hip drive is so important.
It's basically what propels the bar upwards.
Yeah.
From the ground to this position, I mean, basically that's all set up.
Right.
From there to the hip, that's the moneymaker. That's where all the magic happens.
Right.
Everything else is just to get us into that position, to give us that amount of leverage. And once his hips come through and he finishes aggressively, that's what propels the bar up.
Right, and I often see people not use this hip drive enough, and they start to muscle it with their arms, right?
So you'll see like an early arm bend.
Yeah, an early arm bend. And so that lifting with your arms is really a vulnerable position for you, because when you're doing like 100 kilos in a snatch, right, you're trying to put basically 225 pounds over your head, and you're trying to muscle up a press into this position. Now that's obviously going to make your shoulder blades or your shoulder rotator cuff very, very in a vulnerable position, and that's how people usually get injured. It's mostly because it's bad technique and they just don't get into this second pull position.
Correct.
Which will bring it back to, this is why we pause, so that you actually understand that you're getting into a bad position in the first place, even before you get into that full second and third pull. Thank you very much. If you want more information, you can always go back to my website at www.drwusportspod.com. Until then, see you later.